Hey, good evening. It's Tuesday, June 25th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. Thanks so much for being here. Last night I talked about the importance of hope and how God is reserved for himself to be the only one that we can hope for, to hope in. We were made to hope. But notice what's said here again. Look at the passage again, Psalm 62. Find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from him. The key phrase there is find rest, O my soul, in God alone. Not in other situations, not in people. So the title of the thumbnail tonight is this: Hope in people makes the heart sick. I'm not being cynical here. I'm actually talking about what can actually bring hope in people to something that's beautiful. But if we leave out the key element, remember what Psalm 62 says: find rest in God alone, for he is your hope. See, we bypass him. This is so often true in what we call romantic relationships, where if we see if we can like someone, love them, feel romantically attached to them, and then want God to make it work. That's why the thumbnail is saying, and that's why you see on the screen right now, this broken person who has put their hope in a person, and she's devastated. And sadly, this is happening over and over and over again. People disappoint us. The reason for that is because no person can do what only God can do. Only God can meet us fully and completely. See, God has existed in relationship with the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit from before time began. No one understands relationships better than God does. And to have a relationship that has meaning, our hope has to be in him first, and not in people. And then as we trust God, give ourselves to him, now I have the opportunity to have a relationship with a person where their failings won't destroy me or them. This is so huge for us. Psalm 62 is an exclusive statement. Find hope, my soul, in God alone, for he is our place of safety, our place of refuge. Proverbs helps us out here to understand this. Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing deferred, Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. The word defer here is not just a momentary thing. The Hebrew behind this is telling us that it's a lifelong, a timeless and endless happening. And if you've been in a relationship, whether it's romantic, marriage, friendship, where someone has disappointed you, and there's been great hurt and feeling, you believe, you feel a lifelong impact. Your heart is sick without remedy because you've trusted in a person to do for you what only God can do. Again, I'm not being cynical. If anything, I'm talking about the key to having a romantic relationship that will last, that will grow and burn beautifully and become stronger. But that will only happen if God is at the center. If our purpose is to honor him first, in him alone, not in the person alone, because the person with which we're involved is someone that if it is, say, a romantic relationship or marriage relationship, the longer you're with them, the more clearly you're going to understand why Jesus had to die for them. And the only place of hope there is in God, who can redeem you and the person that you're in love with. But if we take this proverb and connect it to Psalm 62, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope in people. People who are flawed, who are not God, who cannot do what God can do, who will not be the one who will always be there, who has no limits on his love and capacity to care for us, unlike people. But we bring two people together, and their hope is in God. And they're not looking for the other person to be the ultimate. They know that's impossible. They're looking for God to be the ultimate. Then they can love each other and care for each other in a way that is just mind-blowingly beautiful. And that's the way God designed it. So no, this is not cynical. This is the opposite of that. This is not anti-romance. This is what romance, biblical romance, is built on. Where we're not in this roller coaster of up and down, wondering about the other person. Because no person can do what only God can do. This is the key to a romantic relationship that will last, that will endure. Because if my hope is in that person, sadly, then my hope is deferred, and it's this endless pit of sadness. But the way the proverb ends, a longing fulfilled, is like a tree of life growing within us. And if I see that in God first, and it's fulfilled in Him, then it can be fulfilled in the human capacity as well. And that's what strengthens friendships. That's what strengthens marriages. That's what strengthens romance. But our hope has to be in God. Again, I love your thoughts, love your feedback. This is so important for us to grasp. Q&A Friday, this Friday, great question. But if I'm hoping in a person as the ultimate hope, it will make my heart sick. But if I'm hoping in God first, my heart will be new, my strength will be there, and it will blossom. That relationship will blossom into a beautiful tree of life. And that's the thought for this night. Just, again, so beautiful to talk with you. Have a great evening. Good night.